everyone, I'm Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series Data Science with Python. Now in this video, I intend to demonstrate the decision tree classifier using Python. Regarding the theory of the decision tree classifier, it is there in my machine learning playlist. And this algorithm is also been implemented in RStudio, that is also in my playlist. So I can share the link, both the links I will share in the description box as well as in the comment section. And I suggest you that you please go through the theory, because if you don't understand or understand the theory, you won't be able to understand how the algorithm is implemented. So let us get started with it using one data set, that is the car evaluation data set. Now this car evaluation data set is something like where I am going to decide on the class of the car, whether the class of the car is acceptable or unacceptable. So that whether a class is acceptable or not, that is dependent on these variables. That is the cost. The cost is very high. So this is all in your ordinal attribute. If you remember about the attributes, there is again a video on the types of attributes in the machine learning playlist. You can go through them. So you can see the ordinal attribute, the values are very high, acceptable, like this, right? So they are comparable and the order is important, right? So here the class of the car depends on the cost, its maintenance, how it has been maintained so far, the number of doors, okay, the number of people it can accommodate, the luggage space, the safety features in the car, and this will decide that whether the car is acceptable or not. So if the cost is very high, with very high maintenance cost and only two doors and it can accommodate only two people, with a very small luggage space and low safety features, that car is unacceptable, right? So these are all our data. And now let us get started with creating a model, a decision tree classifier, which will help us to decide for a given query whether that data is whether it will fall into a acceptable class or an unacceptable class, right? Okay, so let us get started with it by importing some of the important library files. So as of now, I do not know about the decision tree classifier, so I'm just importing few of the library files which I would require, that is the NumPy, Pandas and the Matplotlib, right? And thereafter I am mounting my Google Drive, because this data set I have already stored in my drive and I want to mount it. So data set I am importing, so using pd.read_csv, and my data, the file is in content my drive /my drive, and the name of my file is car evaluation .csv, right? And if you want to have a look at the data, so let us say data set dot head, we will have, let's see, some 5 data from the rows. So this is our data, we can see it. Now, you can see this is the data, and if you want to see some more details about the data, let's say for example the data types and all, you can always print it. So we can say print data set dot d types and indexing data set dot index. Okay, this I want to have a look at it. So the data types are object, okay, all of them are object, and the range of the data, that means there are around 1728 records, okay. So this is what is it about. So now let us what we need to do is that we need to train our data into 2 classes. So the data will be trained into 2 classes, that is the training data and the testing data, understood? So let us first do that. So for that we require the train test split, okay. And okay, so I have X will contain all the data set dot ILOC. Now I would like to use all the rows, okay, except the last column for training, right? Why is the last column, that is car class, it is the target class. So the last column will not be there in my input attributes, and y is equals to dataset dot car class, right? Let's say car class. Okay, now this is there, and you can observe one thing over here, that this data is very high, this type of values are there, right? Small, medium, and all. What I want to do is that I want to convert this cost, maintenance, luggage, and these data into categorical. Okay, I want to assign encoding. Now, which encoding? Label encoder. If you remember, we studied about two types of encoder, label and one hot. So in label encoder, we are going to, where ranking is important, that way it is given. And if it is a one hot encoder, where the ranking is not very important, right? So let us go for label encoder. Now, if I want the label encoder, I will have to import it from sklearn dot pre-processing import label encoder, right? And let me create an instance of the label encoder, right? And encoder, right? And then let us, what I want to apply this label encoding on the all the x attributes. So x dot apply encoder dot fit transform, right? So it will map it, right, using fit transform. And now if you want to see all the x values, you can see. Let's have a look. See, you can see the cost values very high is assigned 3, like that. Okay, maintenance, doors, all persons 0, 1, 2. So all have been encoded. Safety features, based on the safety features 0, 1, 2 categories have been assigned. So now let us go for a training and the testing splitting. So for that, again we require the package sklearn.model selection import. Which one you want to import? Train, test, split. Okay. Now, what you want to get from here? You want to get the X training data, X testing data, Y training data, and Y test. 4 things you will get by importing this train, test, split, right? Where you have to pass the whole data set in the form of X and Y. The test size, let us keep it 0.2. Okay, 20% testing means 80% training. See, one thing I want to tell you is that here, what am I doing is I am predicting the car class based on all these features, right? Now, if you do not want to include all these features, if you just want to see some of the features, that also I will show you, okay, after this one. So here I am considering all the features, right? Let's say, let us print x train dot shape and x test dot shape. Okay, so let us see. So I have created X training contains 1382 rows of 6 columns, and my X test contains 346 rows of Y column of 6 columns. So basically this is my training sample, this is my testing sample. So let us now create the decision tree classifier. So to create the decision tree classifier, again we need to import some packages, that is tree from sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier. Okay, classifier. Now let us create a model. Let's say model means car model. It is going to predict for our car. So let's say car model is equals to, let's create a, let's call decision tree classifier. Now, what are the arguments you have to give? So you have to give the criteria. Criterion means what is that based on which criteria it is going to evaluate that the tree creation is correct or not. So let us take entropy. So entropy is the information gained to measure quality of the split, that whether it is a good split or not, means the split is a good, worthy or not. Okay, entropy. Then let's say we say some random data. So let's say random state is 20. And one important criteria is minimum samples split. What does it means? That if I have at least this many records in one split, then only go for a further split, otherwise not. Okay, so let us keep it 150. So minimum I should have at least 150 records in each split, otherwise don't split further, right? Stop there. If you want a very deep decision tree, then you can take this value less, that minimum 10 records should be there in each split, right? So that is why I told you to go through the theory. You will get better understanding. So minimum split means how many minimum data you want in each split. So this is going to be a good quality tree. If you are keeping very small value, then the depth of the tree will be very high. Okay. And now of course I have to call car model dot fit, and I have to pass the data. The data is in X training data. I will pass X train and Y train, right? So this is what it is showing, that my model is being created. Now once your model is been created, you have to test your model how it did, right? How good it learned. So by telling it, let's predict by giving some testing data. So I am calling Y prediction. Now if I list down the Y prediction value, it is difficult for us to understand. You see how the Y prediction values come this way. So you do not know, right, whether it is correct or not. So let us do one thing. Let us do some testing accuracy, create some reports for it. So for creating report, I have to first import from sklearn.metrics. I have to import what all I require: the accuracy score I require the confusion matrix, and of course I want to have a good display of the confusion matrix, right? So confusion matrix display. So let us print the accuracy. So accuracy is equals to your accuracy score. Let us print it in a very good way of percentage. Okay, I will show you some interesting formatting. So Y prediction, it will compute the accuracy score. But what I want to print is not only ACC. So let's say if I'm taking some format, accuracy score percentage is, and if you remember, we studied this in Python, that how can we format. So what you want to do is, it will give you like 92.8567. So if you want to just round off to 2 decimal places, so accuracy score multiplied by 100, because you want in percentage, let us round it off to 2 decimal places, and let's give a percentage sign at the end. Okay, so you can see accuracy percentage is 76.88%. So if you want to see the misclassification error, that how many have been wrongly classified, so you can see misclassification error is, okay. So if you want to show that, now you have to be very careful, because here misclassification is what? 1 minus accuracy, which has to be multiplied by 100, 2, right? So you require one bracket over here. Okay, so you require 2 brackets. Be careful about the number of brackets here, right? Okay. Yeah, so here I want to have the percentage symbol, and let's close the bracket. Okay, so let us see. I think there is some error here. Okay, I have done it wrong way. Fine. So the misclassification error is 23.12%. Let us print the confusion matrix. Create the confusion matrix. CM is equals to confusion matrix. Not a very good percentage, but okay. Confusion matrix of what? Y test, comma, Y predicted. Now we want the confusion matrix. If I simply print it like this, it is not going to make you understand properly. So let us do one thing. We can print it in a proper way. So confusion matrix display. Let us call this. So confusion underscore matrix is equals to CM. Let us give some proper labels. display underscore labels is equals to we want to give the labels of the y test dot unique. Okay, otherwise it will get repeated. Okay, then we can say display dot plot it. Let's plot it some beautiful colors. So CMap is equals to PLT dot CM dot blues. Okay. Then let us say PLT dot title. You can give a very good title like confusion matrix. Okay. And you can even print it PLT dot show. You can just show them. Right. Let us have a look at it. So this is a beautiful confusion matrix. Now let us see one thing. Let us try to understand it. This is the true labels: good, very good, acceptable, unacceptable, and predicted are unacceptable, acceptable, good, and this. Okay, the diagonal elements are the correct ones which I have told you. So 65 of them are actually unacceptable and correctly predicted as unacceptable. But 21 are actually acceptable, but they are wrongly predicted as unacceptable, right? Okay, 32 are actually very good, wrongly predicted as unacceptable. Good is 18 are actually good but unacceptable, predicted, right? This is a good feature, that is 201 is actually very good. So very good has been correctly predicted. Rest, there are many mistakes here, right? Now, how can you correct on this? This is the question, right? How can you give correctness? Now, what are the hyperparameter tuning you can do? One hyperparameter tuning, what you can do, I will come to the tree part also. One hyper, that is you can reduce, you can increase the training test size, or you can decrease the training. Sometimes it is an overfitted model. So let's say you have increased the test size. This is one of the way what you can do. Second is that not all columns are giving you a proper, they are contributing. Understood? So if you see, if I want to show you the first, let me show you the tree representation. Sorry. So if you want to see the tree representation, which will give you a very good idea about the type of the tree. So let us say, yeah. So for doing the tree representation, I will have to import from sklearn dot tree. Sklearn import tree. Okay, so now if I want to visualize is that plt dot figure, let us define a figure size is equals to, let's say I am creating a figure of size 30 cross 20, 1 minute, 30 cross 25. Okay, and giving some color, face color is equals to let's say white. Okay, then I can call tree dot plot underscore tree function, where I am passing the classifier model. So what is my model name? My model name was what? It is car underscore model, and the feature names which will be given are those which are there in the X columns, right? And the class names is equals to y dot unique. Okay, and you want it to be rounded, some values have to be rounded, is equals to true, and filled, that means you want to fill all the details in the cell, so it is true. Even you can make a bigger font size, is equals to 14. You can give as many features, these are optional, right? Then you can say plt dot show, so you can see them, right? So a decision tree will be created from this, you can see. Now if you see this, you can make it bigger and see. Let me just show you. Okay, so if you see this in a bigger scale, what happens here, you can see first split was based on the number of persons, right? So the class very good split, person based very good, either yes he is very good, acceptable, otherwise false, right? Then second split was based on your intro class very good, yes, if the means very good car class with number of persons, right? then false. Then you will, if it is not based on person, you go for safety. Then from safety, you again split. Okay, so everywhere, how many samples are there? We have said minimum 150. So you can see here there are 488 samples and so on, right? So this is how your it is looking. Now, if you are not very happy with this accuracy percentage, so you may drop up some of the columns also. Like here, when we are considering the x and the y values, we considered all the columns, right? So rather than considering, if you feel that you want to decide on the car class depending on your cost, okay, so that is the 0th column, maintenance, that is the first column, okay, only on cost and maintenance, and of course the safety features. Rest is not very important to you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is the fifth feature. So you can do so, right? You are considering only those attributes. You are considering cost, maintenance, and safety, right? And based on that, if you are executing your model, you can, these are just trials, what you can do, right? You can just see the accuracy percentage. It is not very good still, 74, right? It has dipped. So you can try out different permutations and combinations. Maybe some other is playing a very other columns are playing very important role, or maybe your data is not learning very properly, right? So you can even call the randomness, you can increase. So these are the different hyperparameters which using which you can tune them and can get some desirable results, right? So now model is a perfect model, so you can strive to achieve it by fine tuning your hyperparameters. I hope you understood this decision tree classifier. Please try it on your own, and if you have some issues, you can write to me in the comment section. I will surely answer your doubts. And don't forget to share and subscribe, because more of the machine learning algorithms are coming soon. Thank you.